Saraswatye Namaha. Shri Satgurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahmavidvaram Manojavam Marudhatulya Begam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Vadishtam Vadatmajam Vanarayuta Mukhyam Sri Ramadutam Sirasa Namami Santoshini Jaganmata Mama Saubhagya Vriddhaye Namaskaromi Bhaktya Tvam Prasanna Varada Bhava Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kridau Vande Bhagavandau Punah Punah Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashandaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Satchitanandarupaya Vishwotpattyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Neelambujasyamalako Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Panau Mahasayaka Charuchapam Namami Ramam Raghuvamshanatham Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. We were in the middle of the third chapter. So we have seen Arjuna's dejection in the subchapter, first chapter. The second chapter, Bhagavan started his teaching of Bhagavad Gita from the 11th verse onwards. Now we are in the first. Bhagavan lifted Arjuna to the highest level, that is Paramatma. When he came down to the Jivatma state, then afterwards he shown Kshatriya, role as a Kshatriya, what is his duty. Then again he came down to the common man standpoint, that they will also talk ill about you if you fail in your duty as a Kshatriya. Then Bhagavan talked about how one should apply oneself in the world of activity, especially the war. Sukha dukkhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujjasva naivam papamavapsisi. So keeping a balance, whether it is gain or loss, so at least point is settle for the result in the beginning itself. The mind become composed, then you will be able to function better, you will be successful in any endeavor you take. And then lastly, Bhagavan gave the description of a man of realization. That concluded the second chapter, and the third chapter is Karma Yoga. So the difficulty is when you perform karma, you get bound, but at the same time, your prakriti, your nature will never allow you to keep quiet. So if you can't keep quiet, at the same time, when you enter into the activity, you get bound. So what is the solution to this problem? This is what the the 9th verse of the 3rd chapter gives.
Yajnarthat karmanonyatra
Yajnarthat karmanonyatra
lokoyam karma bandhanaha
lokoyam karma bandhanaha
tadartham karma kaunteya
tadartham karma kaunteya
mukta sangas samachara
mukta sangas samachara
yajnarthat karmanonyatra
yajnarthat karmanonyatra
lokoyam karma bandhanaha
lokoyam karma bandhanaha
tadartham karma kaunteya
tadartham karma kaunteya
mukta sangas samachara
mukta sangas samachara anyatra karmanaha, action other than dedicated to yajna. All other activities in this world, they are all binding in nature. Other than yajna, all other activities are binding in nature. Therefore, do karma for the sake of yajna. Mukta sangaha samachara, free from attachment. Now, yajna means, general meaning is sacrifice, rituals. But here, the word yajna is used in the sense of yajno vai Vishnuhu. So, all your activities you dedicate to the Lord, such activities will not bind you. Other activities which you do for yourself, egocentric, will definitely bind you. Wherever there is kartrutva bhavana, there will be bhoktrutva bhavana also. Wherever these two are there, it is binding. But we offer our activities at the altar of Lord, then such activities will not bind you. Now people say work is worship. Swamiji, I am a karma yogi, because Bhagavan said work is worship. Now you ask him, for whose sake you are working? Then they will say, Pet ke vaste. Madhya Pradesh. Worship whom? Your own self. That is not called dedication here. Work that is called work is worship only when it is dedicated to the Lord. Now we should know who is this Lord, what is his nature, why should I dedicate to him my work. Unless these are known to you, Karma Yoga is not possible. It is part of bhakti. Without bhakti, one cannot be a Karma Yogi. So the entire creation is working so harmoniously without any disturbance. Every system, whether it is solar system or Milky Way, galaxy, they are all beautifully functioning. Not only that, let us forget about the world and its happening. Think about your own physical body functioning so beautifully. The heart is functioning without your knowledge. The lungs are taking oxygen and let out carbon dioxide. Trees are taking it and supplying you oxygen. So beautifully arranged for human survival. All these, oxygen, water, fire, etc., the Lord made for us free. When we talk about oxygen, I remember an incident in Italy. a 93-year-old man was hospitalized. And after discharging him from the hospital, the doctors gave him a bill. And it was written there $5,000 for the use of ventilation. And when he looked at the bill, he started crying. The doctors were sympathetic. He's a 93-year-old man. He may not have enough money to pay. That is why he's crying. So they went and consoled him. It doesn't matter. You can pay in installment. We can arrange for that. So the old man said, no, I am not crying for that. You have charged me for $5,000 for 1 day use of ventilation. Then now I remember how much I owe my Lord. 93 years I was breathing oxygen free. How much I owe him now. Thinking about that, I am crying, he said. Now this is that we forget this. What is vital for our life, the Lord made it cheap out of His compassion for us. Those which are for luxury, He made it expensive also, because you can live without it, like gold, diamond, etc. He made it very expensive. We are benefiting from the Lord's compassion, yet we don't appreciate it. In fact, without His presence in you, you won't be able to get up in the morning. We are indebted to every breathing moment of our life. This appreciation is called dedication. So, dedicate your activities does not mean you say, Tan man dhan sab kuch hai tera, tera tujhko arpan kya lage mera. Saying that it is not going to help. This we say every day, isn't it? Ardi time. Tan man dhan sab kuch hai tera. And Bhagavan noted this person has given tan, man, dhan, everything. So he is ready to bless him. Next day also he comes and tells, Tan man dhan sab. Then Bhagavan is confused. How much? He has got only one body, one mind. He has given yesterday he gave, but how can he give again? So that means we don't give, we threaten him, that is all. So that will not help. That appreciation has to come every moment of our life. I owe it to that Lord. So that is called Yajnarthat Karmanonyatra Lokoyam Karma Bandhanaha. Look at this in a different way. If you are working in a corporate company like IBM, Intel, etc., or Google, when you are working for that company, what do they expect from you? They expect complete dedication to the goal and purpose of the company. Why? Because they are paying you salary and other perks for your comfortable living. When they are giving you such a financial security, what they expect from you is sincere devotion to the company. Here also, think about it. When the Lord has provided you so many things free of charge, without His presence we can't live. Is it not proper that we at least say thank you at the end of the day? That is all He expects from you. He doesn't want anything from you also. Because whatever you can give belongs to Him. Take, for example, a flower from your garden. It is actually not yours. It is the Lord who created the flower. The fruit that you are offering, is it yours? What are you doing? Watering. That is all. Rest of it, the nature take care of it. All the varieties of fruits and vegetables, who created it? It was there in the creation for us to enjoy it. He provided it. Should we not be grateful to Him? This is the meaning of offering to the Lord. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya muktas sangas samachara. Think of this particular aspect of the Lord, you will become humble. There won't be any ego. That humility is what Lord loves. Continuing. Karma Brahmot.
Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi Brahmakshara samudbhavam Tasmat sarvagatam brahma Nityam yajne pratishtitam Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi Brahmakshara samudbhavam Tasmat sarvagatam brahma Nityam yajne pratishtitam.
Yajna also means cooperative endeavor. This is our Gurudev's interpretation. It is something like when you are playing soccer. Suppose each player wants to hit the ball and make a goal, then it will be a chaos. Each one should share and pass it on to the other. It is a cooperative endeavor. And all of them work in that cooperative mood. The success is for the team. This is called team spirit. All the organizations where members have the team spirit, then you see progress in that organization. Wherever there is a yajna spirit, means sacrifice our individual interest, ego, then only progress is possible. So the very ability to work has come from Brahman, karma brahmotbhavam vidhi, the Lord. As animals, we were not skillful according to Darwinian theory. We were all evolved from a unicellular organism to ape, and then ape became human being. If you look at that standpoint also, we were not skillful as our fingers were together. But when we evolved to a human being, we became skillful because our fingers were separated. This is a beautiful science to study. What human hands can do. That is why morning we get up and look at the hands and say, Karagre vasate Lakshmi karamule saraswati karamadhedu govinda prabhate karadarshanam. This karam is representing your self-effort, purushartha. It is to remind us that Lakshmi, Saraswati and Moksha are all in our hands. And this ability comes from whom? The Lord Himself. Very little we realize the blessings that we have. Bhagavan is reminding that karma brahmotbhavam vidhi, brahmakshara samudbhavam. Therefore, the entire success of this creation is, it is centered in yajna. Samartha Ramdas says, look at a mango tree and learn from the tree what sacrifice is, what yajna spirit is. It works hard and bring out the juicy mangoes. When it is ripened, not even one it takes for itself, but give all of them to the whole humanity. This is called yajna spirit. Gallons of water is flowing in the river. The river does not drink. The world drink and quench their thirst. Therefore, the very nature is continuously showing the yajna spirit. Continuing. Ityada charati shrishta.
यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः
यद्यताचरति श्रेष्ठः
तत्तदेवेतरो जनः
तत्तदेवेतरो जनः
स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते
स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते
लोकस्तदनुवर्तते
लोकस्तदनुवर्तते
यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः
यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः
तत्तदेवेतरो जनः
तत्तदेवेतरो जनः
स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते
स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते
लोकस्तदनुवर्तते
लोकस्तदनुवर्तते. Now Arjuna must have thought that how long I have to practice karma yoga and why should I practice? Whenever we talk about moral and ethical values, we want the other person should be ethical and moral. When it comes to you, they say, I am perfect. This is our thinking. No, parents generally come to our ashram and ask, Swamiji, do you have anything for children? So I ask them, what about you? Oh, we are okay. So this is the nature. So Arjuna also thinking that it is for others to follow, not for him. So this is our natural thinking. So there is a story between Akbar and Birbal story you must have heard. The Akbar said, in Delhi, everyone is honest. So that is the capital. Birbal said, no. Then he said, how can that be? I am ruling here. This is my capital. At least the citizens of capital should be honest. Birbal said, not necessary. Then can you prove it? Yes, I can prove it. So Birbal announced that everybody should bring 1 gallon of milk and pour it in the cauldron. A big cauldron was kept, big vessels were kept, because king is conducting a Yajna. Big vessels were kept for pouring milk, but no one can see what is inside. Next day, Akbar and Birbal went and opened the vessel, and what they found was water, not milk. Why? Everyone thought that someone is going to put milk. So if I put water, no one will notice it. Then everyone thought that way. The result was a barrel full of water. So Arjuna is also thinking, why should I practice this? Let the world practice it. Bhagavan said, no, because yadyat acharati shreshtaha tattat eva itaro janaha. So, sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. This is the most beautiful verse. Whatever the Shrestha Purusha does, he says acharati, he does whatever he does, not what he preaches or teaches. People don't follow what he teaches, but whatever he does, people follow. In our house also, whatever you tell your children, they will not follow. But whatever you do, they will follow. That become a standard and the whole world will follow that. But Arjuna said, I am not a Shrestha Purusha VIP, so why should I practice? So you also think the same way. I am a simple, humble grihastha. No. In your house, you are a Shrestha Purusha VIP. There are 2-3 children looking up to you. They say, my dad knows everything. That is why whatever you do, you have to be careful. Why? Because children will copy it immediately. You don't have to teach them, even if you tell them not to do it, but they will pick up your habit. Suppose the father is a chain smoker and he knows the problem of smoking and he doesn't want his son to follow it. He tells the child, son, don't you ever think of smoking. But that child, what the child will do is, he will, with pencil, he will practice smoking. So, whatever you do, that becomes pramanam, standard. In this society, you see, whatever great people did, that became the standard. Mahatma Gandhi was wearing a topi. That Gandhi topi became a great fashion among politicians. When Indira Gandhi was ruling, she had these two hairs white on top of her head. All the society ladies on those days dyed their hair to copy her. When Michael Jackson was living, all those youngsters, what did they do? There is something called moonwalking. Moonwalking means what? They walk forward and suddenly walk backward. Children immediately copied. Whatever the Srishta Purusha does, others follow it. Sometime, and I think this latest one is what? Madonna. And she has become Hindu now. She has converted herself. I hope all others also follow her. anything in the field of fashion also. First, the Srishta Purusha is Europe, Paris, then it will go to Japan, and then it comes to New York, and then it goes to California, and all other third world countries. That is why the chain stores survives. They have stores all over the world. What won't sell one place, they sell it in the other store. If you want to sell a sari, please ask a film actress to wear. That will become a fashion. So, yadyat acharati srishtaha. Nowadays, film actress, film actor become the Srishta Purusha now, VIPs. Therefore, you are a hero, Arjuna, without your knowledge. Everyone who studies archery, they look up to you for inspiration. Therefore, whatever you do will become a standard. Arjuna did it, why not I do that? Arjuna ran away from the battlefield, I will also run away from the battlefield. Bhagavan concludes that wave of thought here. At this time, Arjuna asks a question. That is what it is you have?
34.
34?
Indriyasya indriya.
Indriyasya indriya, sir. 34?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे
इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे
रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोर्नवशमागच्छेत्
तयोर्नवशमागच्छेत्
तौ ह्यस्य परिपन्थिनौ इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोर्नवशमागच्छेत् तौ ह्यस्य परिपन्थिनौ.
Now here there is a problem. Arjuna's thinking that there are two types of desires. One is we are born with, another is we picked up. We pick up in our life because you go and see somebody party, you go somebody's house, you see some new gadgets. Then you develop desire and they boost also saying that, hey, this is this thing and all that. And you pick up a desire to buy it. Most of the fashions also, when they look at each other, what is that, where did you buy, how did you buy it, and which is the shop, etc. This is how we pick up desire. Now this picked up desire, you can give up also. Because of so many reasons, maybe economic reason or whatever reason, you can give up. But there are desires which are born with you. This is called innate vasanas, tendencies, samskaras. Now, what you do with that is the solution Bhagavan is giving here. This is a very important verse. So, tayoho vasam, so indriyasya indriyasyarthe ragadveshau vyavastitau. When the senses come in contact with the objects, you develop a desire, in the sense either raga or dvesha. So desire also in the form of vasanas or in the form of either likes or dislikes. So dislike is also our samskara, because some people like something, some people don't like something. Now in this country you can see children born, they have very definite likes and dislikes. Some like your own children, there are two child is there, one child like Indian food, one child doesn't like Indian food. Isn't it? This is why it is all ragadvesha, why it is born with them. So, what is to be done is the question, and Bhagavan gives tayoho vasam na agaches tauhasya paripanthino. So, when that thought comes, how to handle it is what Bhagavan is giving here. When that thought explodes because of our vasanas, it is not that you saw something, you desired something, you are thought about something. No. Sometimes sitting quietly, suddenly afternoon, Sunday afternoon, after the snacks, etc., suddenly a thought comes. Now, why not I do this? So now that thought comes, if you pick up that thought and then work on that thought and build upon that thought, what happened? It will become an obsession. And that obsession becomes damaging to your whole life sometime. So, what is to be done is, the moment that thought comes, recognize it. Hey, this is coming now. Tauhasya paripanthino, tayoho vasam na agachet. Don't get swayed by that thought. Be careful. And if it comes, what is the right attitude is, oh Lord, this thought has come. I don't know whether it is good for me or not. If it is good, let it happen. If it is not good, let it not happen. With that attitude you sit, what happens is, it is a phase. It comes one or two times and disturb you. Third time, fourth time also you don't do anything. Then what happens? It will disappear. So this is the advice Bhagavan said. Now at this point Arjuna asks a question.
Indriyani mano buddhihi.
Oh, wait. Athakena prayukto. You don't have that. So Arjuna asked this question. Athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya beladiva niyojitaha. So what is that prompting people to commit sin? It is as though someone sitting in your heart and prompting to do sin, even though you have no value for it. What is that? Please tell me. This is a question asked by Duryodhana also. Duryodhana was asked by Bhagavan, what is that, why you studied under the same teacher, Dronacharya? Hey, Yudhishthira also studied under the same teacher. How come you people are two opposite personality? Then Duryodhana said, see, Janami dharmam nachame pravritti. I know what is dharma, but problem is I can't do it. Janami adharmam. I also know what is adharma, but what to do? I can't but do it. This is my, though some person is sitting inside me and pushing me to do it. This is his answer. So same question Arjuna is also asking you, Vata kena prayuktokam payapam charati. What is that prompting within you to make you commit sin? Anichannavi. Sometimes we don't want to do it also, but something propels you to do it. What is that? Arjuna is asking. Bhagavan said, then kama yesha krodha yesha rajoguna samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapatma Vidyena Yamairinam. Bhagavan answered it. These two Rakshasas, who are they? One is Kama and Krodha. Kama means desire, another one is Krodha, anger. These are the two enemies. So your enemy is not outside Arjuna, it is in your own heart. Your desire, your anger. Wherever there is desire, there is anger also. Desire is not fulfilled, you get angry. That is why in they changed the Yajna at that time, Avaniyavattam. That time, this they have to chant this mantra. Kamo Kashir Manyo Kashir Namo Namaha. Kamo Kashir Manyo Kashir Namo Namaha. They have to chant this because whatever I did it, Kama did it, anger did it, I didn't do it. This is the idea. So, this Kama Yesha, Krodha Yesha, that is what Bhagavan says. It has got great appetite. Desire has got great appetite. However much you indulge, you never get satisfied. And Mahapatma, it makes you do wrong things to fulfill your desire. So consider that they are your enemy. Bhagavan dramatizes here where does this Kama resides and create a havoc in the mind. This particular portion, you should listen to Gurudev's commentary. He gives a beautiful example. He goes on with it half an hour. I will try to make it 5 minutes. Prince Charles decided to visit India. So the government made all arrangement for his visit. At that time, Udaipur Maharani, she said, I will invite him as a guest of honor, and at that time I will wear as a sign of honor to him the rare diamond necklace worth 30 crores. She wore that and photograph was taken, newspaper published it. In time, Prince Charles came to India and Prince Charles accepted the Maharani's invitation, and royal palaces now converted into 5-star hotels. She arranged the party, the party in that particular 5-star hotel, which was before a palace. She invited all the VIPs from the city to come and participate in the reception to the prince. Prince arrived finally with all pomp and show. There was music to receive him. But there was a jewel thief. He also managed to get a VIP ticket to that gathering. He is well recognized in the society, well dressed, good looking. He also joined the party. Afterwards, the party started. Men and ladies were served appropriate drinks. The music started. The DJ invited the queen and the prince for a dance. She wore that necklace also. Prince Charles thought it is an honor and took her hand and danced. And as they were dancing to the music, and our jewel thief also were there with a pair, advancing himself with his partner slowly, went near Prince Charles and tapped at the back of his shoulder. it is a sign that he should move away and give him a chance. Prince Charles moved as a gentleman. He moved and took the hand of the jewel thief. He took the hand of the queen and started dancing. 2 minutes later, lights went off. 2 seconds. Then the lights came back again. But everyone heard a scream saying, my necklace, gone. Now the jewel thief immediately took charge. He said, no one should go out of this room without checking them. Check me also. He was dancing with her, so he doesn't want anyone to doubt him. What he did was, he removed the necklace so swiftly and wrapped in his handkerchief and threw that through the window. He dropped it and his accomplice received it. And his accomplice has already gone 5 miles away. Now anyone can search him, nothing can be found on him. The party was spoiled. Even the honorable guest, Prince Charles, was also checked. Nobody could find the necklace. Finally, the case came to the police station, and the DIG of the police took it very seriously, this case. Then they found out that this must be the work of a gang famous for stealing jewels. Jewel thief. Pickpocketer is different, and those who come to your house with a truck and take away everything is different. That's a different kind of thief. Nowadays I heard that the thieves take only gold from Indian families. They come with a detector. Here this guy is a specialized guy, only diamond thief. They singled out the gang and the head of the gang, and now they have to catch him. They found out that this person has 3 abodes. One is mother's place, second is his wife's house, and the third one is his girlfriend's house. So all these places, policemen in civil dress, pretending to be mumfaliwala, vegetable vendor, etc., watching the activities of the house. Reporting from the mother's house, everything is quiet here, no movement. Then reporting from wife's house, here also nothing to report, don't think he is here. Then the girlfriend's house, the person said, I see some movement, think he is here. Then immediately the police came, knocked at the door, they went inside, they could not find him. All the cops came out disappointed, but DIG was an intelligent person. He came last. And as he was coming out of the house, suddenly he turned around and looked at the wardrobe. There he saw the shoes were in an opposite direction. And he thought, why? So he went and opened the door. The man was standing there. The thief was caught. Now this is a story, okay? Then what happened? You can imagine. So Bhagavan says, Indriyani manobuddhi.
Indriyani manobuddhihi asyadhishtanamuchyate एतैर्विमोहयत्येषः ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम्
Jnanamavritya dehinam.
Indriyani mano buddhihi.
Indriyani mano buddhihi.
Asyadhishtanamuchyate.
Jadhisthanamuchyate.
Etairvimohayatyeshaha. Jnanamavritya dehinam.
Next one also.
Tasmat tvamindriyanyadau.
Tasmat tvamindriyanyadau.
Niyamya bharatarshava. Papmanam prajahihyenam.
Prajahihyenam.
Jnana vijnana nashanam.
Jnana vijnana nashanam.
Tasmat tvamindriyanyadau.
Tasmat tvamindriyanyadau.
Niyamya bharatarshava.
Niyamya bharatarshava.
Papmanam prajahihyenam.
Atmanam prajahihyenam.
Jnana vijnana nashanam.
Arjuna, the abode of Kama is Indriyas, mind and Buddhi. Three abodes. Remember, one is mother's house, second is wife's house, third one is girlfriend's house. So, here is Indriyas, mind and Buddhi. Sitting there, this Kama deludes everyone. Now, how to catch this thief who robs your peace of mind? First, tasmat tvam indriyani adau niyamya. So, control your senses first and kill this Kama who is the destroyer of knowledge and wisdom. Tasmat tvam indriyanyadau. Niyamya bharatarshava, adau niyamya. First you start from the sense level. It has to be practiced. Then you will see slowly you will develop what is vairagya for that particular object. The person who was chain smoker, one day he decided I will stop smoking. Then after 1 year, he himself dislikes the smell of the smoke. So you develop vairagya. So first Bhagavan says, start with the sense organs, sense pleasure, the indulgence. Control your senses and kill this Kama who is the destroyer of knowledge and wisdom. If you know there is a weakness for certain thing, you control at the physical level first. Slowly our mind and intellect also understand and behaves. So this is the program the Lord has given to control the desire, manage the desire. Now the question is, certain desires we are born with, that we have already talked to you. Certain desire we are born with, certain desire we are picked up. So when desires which are born with you come and explode in your intellect, recognize it. That is why a Vedantic way of living is an alert way of living. One has to be alert towards one's own mind. And this watching your mind is the greatest sadhana. You can practice yoga, you can practice meditation, all those things are easy. But you start watching your mind. This particular thing, you don't need a particular time or place. Any place you can watch. While cooking also you can watch your thought. While even talking to somebody also you can watch your thought. So this alertness with reference to your thinking mind, is the greatest tapas. With that, the third chapter is concluded. Now we move to the fourth chapter. Fourth chapter has many topics. First one is the Guru Shishya Parampara of this knowledge, how it came down from the Lord to disciples, then incarnation theory, then he is introducing Chadurvarnyam, the caste system, then he talks about karma itself, then the highest vision of a yogi, then how to get there, different yajnas are enumerated, and then Bhagavan praises Jnanam, and who is an adhikari for this knowledge. So, there are 5 or 6 topics in this chapter. This is one of the most beautiful chapters in Gita. Now, let us see first one.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Imam vivasvate yogam Proktavanaham avyayam
Proktavanaham avyayam
Vivaswan manave praha
Vivaswan manave praha
Manurikshvakave bravit Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Imam vivasvate yogam
Imam vivasvate yogam
Proktavanaham avyayam
Proktavanaham avyayam
Vivaswan manave praha
Vivaswan manave praha
Manurikshvakave bravit
Manurikshvakave bravit. After the third chapter, the Lord is not waiting for Arjuna to ask question. He himself starts the topic because he wanted to introduce this knowledge which has come down through parampara. Bhagavan said, I taught this knowledge in the beginning of creation to Surya Bhagavan, sun god, then he taught to Manu, and Manu taught to Ichwaku. So, through this Guru Shishya Parampara, this learning has come down. So, the first Guru is Lord Narayana himself. So, Raja Parampara and Rishi Parampara both are there. Rajarshis and Brahmarshis Parampara. Sometimes Brahmarshis has to learn from Rajarshi. There are a few examples in Chandogya Upanishad also. Arjuna is a very alert student. He asks, how come you taught this to Vivaswan? Vivaswan means sun god, who was there from the beginning of creation. And your birth happened on the Ashtami Rohini day. At the time of Mahabharata war, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna's age was 82. Those days they lived longer. Bhagavan lived 124 years. So 84, 82 is a prime age. So Arjuna said, I know your age. We know your age. How come you taught this knowledge to sun god? Don't bluff. That's the idea. And Bhagavan said, Arjuna, we both have taken many births. The difference is that I know all of them, but you don't know them. Then Arjuna got another doubt. If you are the Lord, why should you take birth? I can understand we are ignorant people, jivas take birth. But why should you, the Lord of the world, take birth? Then Bhagavan said, Ajo pisan navyayatma. Is there? Is there? Ajo pisan navyayatma bhutanam ishwaro pisan prakritim swamadhisthaya sambhavami atma maya. Keeping maya under control, I come into existence. For what? We should not ask that question, but we still ask. So, yada hi dharmasya, that is there.
Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharata abhyuttanamadharmasya
Abhyuttanamadharmasya
tadatmanam srijamyaham
tadatmanam srijamyaham
yada yada hi dharmasya
yada yada hi dharmasya
glanirbhavati bharata
glanirbhavati bharata
abhyuttanamadharmasya
abhyuttanamadharmasya
tadatmanam srijamyaham
tadatmanam srijamyaham
paritranaya sadhunam
paritranaya sadhunam
vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya
dharma samsthapanarthaya
sambhavami yuge yuge
sambhavami yuge yuge
paritranaya sadhunam
paritranaya sadhunam
vinashaya cha dushkritam
vinashaya cha dushkritam
dharma samsthapanarthaya
dharma samsthapanarthaya
sambhavami yuge yuge
sambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever there is a decline in dharma and there is an uprise in adharma, then I come into existence at that time. So whenever there is a decline in dharma and uprise in adharma, I come into existence. This is called avatara, incarnation. Dharma itself you cannot see running around. But dharmi, the one who practices dharma, you can see. And such people become less and less in the society. At that time, I will come into existence. I appear. And all these avatars, if you read in the Puranas, then you will find that all the 33 crores of devatas, along with Brahmaji and Lord Shiva, as a result of complaint from Bhumi Devi, approaches the Supreme Lord Narayana. Then pray to the Lord for help. As an answer to the prayer, Bhagavan appears. If the entire population want material prosperity, then they will get that. Or if they want peace, they will get that. What is the Lord is the total mind. So he appears for the protection of Sadhu Purusha. Now who is the Sadhu? The one who thinks of others' welfare than himself is called Sadhu Purusha. He never compromises his values, even at the cost of his life. He is called Sadhu Purusha. Even if there is one such person whose sake Bhagavan comes. The famous example is Guru Govind Singh. Muslim caught him and asked him to convert himself to Islam. He is at nothing doing. Even at the last moment, they gave him a choice. He said, no, I will gladly embrace death than sacrificing my faith. They killed him. Such heroes were there in our country. That somebody said, Swamiji, this is the time he should come. So much adharmas are going on in this world. The question is, who will be his mother? Bhagavan wants to come, who will be his mother? Who is that pure heart to receive him? So, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. This incarnation theory is unique in Hinduism. That Lord coming to earth and destroying the evil tendencies in the mind, not just killing them, but purify them to receive his blessings. Even if he kills them, he gives them higher worlds. Now the question, Bhagavan, when you are here, everyone follow dharma. But when you go away, what will happen? How do you maintain the law and order situation? Sometimes the cop's car parked on the road, everyone follows the rules. But no one on the road then hit the accelerator. Therefore, how do you maintain the law and order situation? Bhagavan said, I have a foolproof method. What is that? Chaturvarnyam.
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्मविभागशः
Gunakarma vibhagashaha
तस्य कर्तारमपि मां
tasya kartaramabhimam
विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम्
vidyakartaramavvyayam
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं
chaturvarnyam maya srishtam
गुणकर्मविभागशः
gunakarma vibhashaha
तस्य कर्तारमपि मां
tasya kartaramabhimam
विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम्
vidyakartaramavvyayam. Whenever we talk about these four castes, Hindus put their head down. We feel ashamed of it. And missionaries in India, they take maximum mileage out of it. Because that is their stick. And Hindus also not understood our religion properly. Our rishis were great scientists. What a scientist to do when they want to study the humanity, they collected millions of data and made them into groups. This is called scientific study. This is a scientific way of study. And they found that there are four groups of people in every society. It is not particular to only Hindus, please. Wherever there are human beings, there you will find these four groups. Without them, no society can function. Now look at, for example, if you want to construct a house, you need these four type of people. Who are they? First one is a Brahmana. They are called thinker class, scientist, or thinker class, or visionaries. We are a combination of these three moods. Our mind is constituted of three gunas: sattva, purity; rajas, activity; tamas, indolence, inertia. These are the three qualities influence our mind. But for some people, sattva become predominant and rajas is less and tamas is much less. They are called brahmanas, or you can call it a thinker class or scientist. Then rajas is predominant, sattva and tamas less. They are leader class politicians. And the third category, rajas predominant, tamas second place, and sattva third place. They are called vaishyas or business class. Fourth category is tamas is predominant, rajas and sattva less, is shudra, means worker class. All these categories are there in this country. Are they not scientists, politicians, businessmen, and labor class? Each one of them take up job according to their temperament. Then they contribute to the society and the law and order is maintained. Suppose you want to build a house, you need an architect to visualize the building and tell you where your house should be in that plain land, a piece of land. Now you have the drawing, that is not enough you need a contractor, construction manager to execute the job. That is Kshatriya. Still house will not come up. You need a Vaishya, a businessman to collect money. Still the house will not be ready unless someone work physically, the labor class. So all four of them are required to build that house, so too to run the society. The problem comes only when they mix it. If a businessman become a politician, then the whole country will be doing what? Business. Suppose a Shudra Svabha person become a prime minister, the whole country collapse, because he will not be able to take any decision. He will postpone. Intelligent people around him will control him. Suppose a Brahmana becomes a leader, the country won't move. He is brilliant, but he has no courage to execute those ideas. That is why they are all consultants. Chhatra Viryam and Brahmana Tejas put together, then there is a success. Then Bhagavan talks about karma. Next topic is karma. The one who sees the actionless Brahman and get established in it does all actions. Then the highest vision of a man of realization is given here, the 24th verse, Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi.
Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi. Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam.
Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam.
Brahmaiva tena gantavyam.
Brahmaiva tena gandavyam.
Brahma karma samadhina.
Brahma karma samadhina.
Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi.
Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi.
Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam. Brahmaiva tena gantavyam. Brahma karma samadhina.
Before that, having practiced Karma Yoga, has anyone attained that state of perfection? And what will be his nature? This was a question of Arjuna. Bhagavan said, many have attained that state. What will be his vision? The answer is here, Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi. This example is taken from a Havan Kund. There is a turf made, fire is kindled, Ritviks will be there and offering ghee, chanting mantras. Now this example is taken here. So Bhagavan says, Brahman is the ladle, Brahman is the ghee, Brahman is the oblation, the person who is pouring is also Brahman. Unto whom this offering is directed is also Brahman. The one who sees the Lord everywhere and in everyone, not only he is Brahman, but he sees that Brahman everywhere. To understand this, our dream is the best example. So, Bhagavan is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. So, for every creation there are two principles. One is called efficient cause, intelligent cause, and second one is material cause. So these two things are necessary for every creation. One is an intelligent person who conceived the idea. Second one is the material with which it is made. So when it comes to the worldly creation, what happened? The material is different. Intelligent person is different. The designer, engineer is different. The product is different. But in the case of creation of this world, Bhagavan himself, there was no other material. Bhagavan himself is the intelligent cause. He himself is the material cause also. So therefore, the cause in here, the matter, material. So cause and effect, there is a complete combination and it is not different from each other. So therefore, whatever you see is nothing but Brahmamayam. So this is idea. Now the example is dream. In your dream. So without dream, example, Vedanta cannot be understood. So I remember once Gurudev was in Chicago. So he got a letter, not a letter, it was a message. At that time, it was a telegram message. So that time, President Reagan was ruling as a president. He wrote a note saying that, Swami, can you come and meet me in Capitol Hill's White House? So Swamiji said, if you send me the ticket, I will come. I am a sannyasi. So, but then as an answer to that, what happened? The whole plane came, aeroplane came and landed in Chicago, O'Hare Airport. So that O'Hare Airport. Now, and the people that FBI agents and all that, suited, booted, they came to receive Swamiji and they took him in a limousine to the airport. And Swamiji said, what about my luggage? Oh, no, don't worry, Swamiji will take care of it. And the limousine went and he went to got onto the plane. And the plane also, the air hostesses were there and these FBI people were sitting around and Swamiji alone. And all those people who saw it, they thought that what, this Swamiji is in trouble or what? They were thinking. And nothing happened. And the plane took off and landed in the Capitol Hills. And then they got down and went into they escorted him to the White House. And they handed over him to an angel standing there. And that angel took him to an inner chamber. There also he handed over him to another person. From there, another person, like the 2-3 hands, rolled, and finally Gurudev reached the Oval Office, famous Oval Office. And he said, I was impressed because the Oval Office, the round table, there is no paper. See, President of the country is having this table without any paper. So Gurudev said, my office, small office only, I have so many paper on the table. So he was very impressed. But then he was asked to sit. And when sitting, he noticed that it is a tubular chair. The tubular chair, you have to be careful. You cannot sit on the tip of the chair. It will slip and go. So he understood. He sat completely full so that the chair will not move. And after a few minutes, the president came across the table, and he was a tall person, and Swamiji also very tall. And they shook hands, each other. Swamiji, I am very happy that you came. And then he said, I don't have much time, so I will tell you that I am very happy that you are doing great work for the youth, especially in this country. and giving them proper guidance and channelizing their energy to some constructive goal and purpose in life. I'm very happy. So I want to donate some money for your ashram or your mission. $250,000, is it okay? Swamiji said, for time being, it is okay. And he wrote the check and signed with his left hand. And he showed the check to Gurudev. And Gurudev, he touched the check. And in his anxiety to catch the check, what happened? He forgot the chair. Chair gave away. And he hit his chin on the table and fell down. And when he opened his eyes, where was he? He was in his own bedroom. The whole thing was a dream. Now, you thought it is real, huh? Now think about it. Now, in that dream, the FBI agents, the plane, the limousine, the White House, those people who took him to the inner chamber, and the Oval Office, and the president, and he himself are nothing different from Swamiji's mind, isn't it? It is his own mind. So the material also him, he himself is the designer also. The visionary, both the intelligent and material cause, both are himself. The same way, if that is understood, the whole creation is nothing but Paramatma. And this understanding is what is called the vision of a Jivan Mukta Purusha. That is the vision of Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, Brahmakno, Brahmanahutam. We chant this before eating food. The idea is that the food is also Lord and the eater is also God. So we respect that food. So we have seen the vision of the Jivan Mukta Purusha. Now the question is, how do we get there? So Bhagavan enumerates 12 different kinds of yajnas. In this 4th chapter, Bhagavan revolutionizes the very thought of very word yajna. Any activities can be converted into a yajna. You don't need a havan kund, ritviks or mantras, an offering. It is the very thought. Your bhavana makes it a yajna. So he enumerates different yajna, dravya yajna, tapo yajna, swadhyaya yajna, jnana yajna, etc. All the material activities also can be converted into a yajna. If your attitude is that, I am offering this to the Lord, I am doing this for the Lord, even cooking can be a yajna. If you cannot do all those yajnas, then Bhagavan said, control your eating. Apare
niyataharaha pranan praneshu juhvati sarvepyate yajnavidah yajnakshapita kalmashaha apare niyataharaha pranan praneshu juhvati sarve pyete yajnavidah yajnakshapita kalmashaha.
This is the beauty of our culture. So many choices are given. Now suppose somebody said, none of them I can do. Then Bhagavan said, do this. What is that? Simple thing. Control your eating. And Discipline in eating also can be considered yajna. So Charaka said in Ayurveda, Purayet asanena ardham. Tritiyam udakena tu. Vayu sancharanarthaya chaturtham avasheshayet. So fill your stomach, half your stomach with solid. Then 1/3 of your stomach you fill it with water. Then the 4th portion leave it for Vayu Sancharanarthaya, for the circulation of food, because the stomach has to circulate the food for digestion. Don't eat up to the tonsils. You should have some room left. Now, but when I said this, somebody asked me, Swami, how do I know my half stomach? Okay, tomorrow morning breakfast, 10 parathe and see. Aloo parathe. And make it half. No, it's not necessary. Whenever you go to somebody's house for party, in party there are about 24 items will be served. Buffet dinner. That's why it is called buffet. And then they will give you a small plate. It's like 24 items, they give you a small plate. I don't know why. And it is also called throwing a party. That is also very interesting. Think about it. It means what? It is useless ityartha. So, whatever that you can take in that plate, one help. And after finishing it, you feel like going for a second help, stop. You need a lot of willpower. So this way, what happened? That discipline itself become a Mahayajna. It will help you to keep good health. Now people, when Bhagavan talk about yajna and different way of yajnas and the highest goal of perfection, all these things are pointed out. We think that, Swamiji, I don't think I can do it. We start postponing it for retirement. Or for Hindus, we have no problem. Unlike Christianity and Islam, they have only one life. They have to finish everything. We have 7 lives, you see. So if not this life, next life we will see. We are very bindas, relaxed about it. We don't have this problem. That reminds me of a joke. One lady came to me and asked me, Swamiji, it is said if you are married to this man, you get married to him for 7 lives. Is it true? So the way she asked, I understood she is not very happy. I told her, Amma, how do you know this is not the last 7th life? She was very happy. Swamiji, you made my life, she said. So we feel that guilt, So in order to remove that guilt, Bhagavan gives a very beautiful verse here. It is not only in Christianity, you believe in Christ, you get salvation. In Gita also, Bhagavan many places said, this, even if you have committed the greatest sin, you come to me, I will absolve all your sins. So this is apichet.
Apichedasi papebhyah sarvebhyah papakrittamah sarvam jnanaplavenaiva vrajinam santarishyasi apichedasi papebhyah sarvebhyah papakrittamah sarvam jnanaplavenaiva व्रजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि.
So when we hear about tapas yajna, we will think that it's not possible for me. In order to give us confidence in us, the Lord is giving us a consoling verse. Even if you have a doctorate in sinning, api chetsu duracharaha, api chedapi papebhya sarvebhya papakirtamaha. All superlatives are used. You are the greatest papi. But once you have this knowledge of the higher, you will cross over samsara using the boat of knowledge. Why? Because there is nothing equal to jnanam. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram miha vidyate. Because knowledge destroys the sinner. All other purifying karmas, prayachita karmas, can remove only the sin, but not the sinner. But the sinner can be removed by the knowledge. With this, the 4th chapter is over. Now we'll see the 5th chapter little bit and see. Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha. Sannyasam karmanam Krishna. Punaryogam cha samshasi.
Punaryogam cha samshasi.
Yachreya etayorekam.
Yachreya etayorekam.
Tanme bruhi sunishchitam.
Tanme bruhi sunishchitam.
Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha.
Sannyasam karmanam Krishna.
Sannyasam karmanam Krishna.
Punaryogam cha samshasi.
Punaryogam cha samshasi.
Yachreya etayorekam.
Yachreya etayorekam.
Tanme bruhi sunishchitam.
Tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Arjuna said, O Lord, you praise one side, renunciation of action, and again you praise yoga, performance of action. Karma yoga you praise, and then you praise also sannyasa yoga. Tell me conclusively which one I should follow. It looks like the same question he posed in the 3rd chapter also, but there is a small difference. Sannyasa, there are 3 types. One is called Vidvat Sannyasa, second is Vividisha Sannyasa, the third one is called Apat Sannyasa. Now a person who is born sannyasi, the one who has no interest in the worldly joys, like our Ramathir, it was said when he was about to get married, he was tying the Mangala Sutra. And at that time, the Panditji chanted, Mangalya Tandunanena Mamajivana Vibhushana. When he heard the mantra, I am going to be tied to this girl for life, he ran away from the wedding. That is why nowadays they make a lot of noise so that no one knows what mantra they are chanting. This Swamiji ran away because he was already a sannyasi. You and I will not run away because this is what everyone does. This is called Vidyut Sannyasa. I remember one gentleman came, a young boy came and wanted to take blessing from me that he is getting married. Swamiji, I am getting married. I asked him a foolish question, why? Now, he looked at me because nobody asked him that question. Then he thought for a while and told me, answered me, Swamiji, what else to do? He said, this is the nature. So, This Swamiji ran away because he was already a sannyasi inside. You and I will not run away because this is what everyone does. This is called Vidvat Sannyasa. It's already a Vidwan. The second one is Vividisha Sannyas, means you burn all your boat, you take sannyasa, a way of life, and then seek this knowledge exclusively. So sannyasa become a sadhana. Now Arjuna's question is, why not I take sannyasa as a sadhana? I don't have to go through the torture of this battlefield. Why not I take sannyasa as a sadhana? Third one is apat sannyasam. Whenever you are in trouble, like terminally ill or business loss, then people take shelter in sannyas. They are called apat sannyas. But then when things improve, they feel bad. They want to come back to normal life. This is not good for sannyasa order. But then people have this feeling, if you die as a sannyasi, you get some punya. There are Mahatmas, they send sannyasa by mail also. Now Arjuna's question is, why not I take sannyasa as a sadhana and exclusively seek this knowledge and finally attain mukti? Why do you engage me into this monstrous war? Bhagavan is answering that. Just read only once.
Yeah. Sannyasastu mahabaho dukkhamaptumayogataha
Dukkhamaptumayogataha
yogayukto munirbrahma nachirenadi
Nachirenati. Bhagavan wants Arjuna, O mighty armed. You are a mighty armed soldier in the battlefield. But when it comes to meeting them face to face and fighting them, you are the greatest. But when it comes to fight with the enemies within you, you are not capable. The dukkhamaptum ayogadaha means one who has not practiced yoga, karma yoga. Yoga here means karma yoga. Karma yoga is that when practiced, your ragadvesha get neutralized. You will have a reaction-free mind. Such a matured mind alone will be able to appreciate sannyasa. A person who is endowed with yoga, he will be able to attain the state of Brahman ere long. There is a comparison between Grihastha and Sannyasin. Sannyasi's life is very difficult. Grihastha life is easy. Now they will tell also all the incarnation of the Lord were all Grihasthas. And the Trinity is also very well, happily married. Ramchandraji was married. Lord Krishna had 16,008 wives, and each of them had 10 children. And the Lord remembers their name also. He must be Bhagavan. Our ashram, there are brahmacharis. Every course, at least 20 to 20 brahmacharis come out. Our Guruji gives them name. And he remembers everyone's name. It is a surprise. We have about 300 Swamis or Brahmacharis, but Guruji remembers all their names. So Bhagavan remembers everyone's name. Therefore, you don't have to take sannyas for moksha. Thus, there is a school of thought. Another school says, no, sannyasa is great, so this fight is always there. Once I remember I was traveling in a train in India. At that time, I was in a brahmachari dress. Those people started teasing me, saying, you are so young. Why do you waste your life as a sadhu? Look at us, join our company. Then they said, in Vedas, it is nowhere written only sannyasi can attain moksha. That is true also. Grihastha also can attain mukti. So now what to answer them? I said, I have taken this path knowing it is difficult. If it is easy, anyone can do it. So I want to follow difficult path. That's why I took it. Then I got down, went to someone's house. There was some yajna going on, so these people are hosting me. It was a joint family, and there was a daughter-in-law. She said, Swamiji, Brahmachariji, your path is the best. Taking care of these in-laws, I tell you, you are better off without it. I told her that, that's why I took this path. Opinion changed. The question is, who is taking the path? If the person is not ready, for him sannyasa is difficult. A person is ready, for him sannyasa is easier. That is the point Bhagavan is making here, and we'll continue this topic and thought tomorrow. Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Thank you for one more amazing discourse today. Just a few things before we depart. Thank you to a few of you who complimented me on my kurta. If you notice, it has the words Chinmaya Amarnath. You can also look this good because we have a few kurtas available. So you can come tomorrow and you can buy these kurtas. It's only available for males right now, for only just for men. We'll soon order these for the Devis also. The second thing is, I just wanted to highlight how we are in the midst of someone very, very special here. So Swamiji has a very deep connection to our city, Pittsburgh. I know I met Swamiji for the first time in 2009, and I thought, very foolishly, that Swamiji was here for the first time. But many of our senior members and their children, they have met Swamiji many, many times because Swamiji has been here in our city many times before. And even beyond that, Swami Shantananda ji is one of Puja Gurudev's senior most disciples. Swamiji was Gurudev's traveling secretary. He would go with Puja Gurudev everywhere. And if you notice, on the right side corridor, one of the pictures is that of Swami Shantananda ji. Swamiji still has the same mischievous smile in that picture as well. So if you haven't seen it, please do see it. And I know during Puja Gurudev's last few days, they were in the middle of organizing a Jnana Yajna in the city of San Diego. So two of Puja Gurudev's senior most disciples, Puja Swamiji as well as Puja Guruji, Swami Tejomananda, they were with Puja Gurudev. And even though Puja Gurudev was in the hospital, Swamiji and Guruji, they made sure that the Jnana Yajna continued, because that's what Gurudev wanted. He didn't want anything to be disturbed. So that's how close Swamiji is. And before, as I mentioned, before 2008, when CMP had an official center, even before 2008, Swamiji has been here many, many times. Right now, Puja Swamiji is the president of Chinmaya Mission West. That is the entire North America region. So all of us, each and every volunteer here, we all basically report to Puja Swamiji. And in spite of having such a big position, Swamiji is full of compassion and full of love. I do remember once during the first Jnana Yajna that I witnessed of Swamiji. After the Jnana Yajna, Swamiji had a meeting with all the volunteers. And I told Swamiji that there is this kind of peace and happiness that we feel when Swamiji was here. And we feel that we will not have that peace and happiness once Swamiji returns. It was my excuse to basically ask Swamiji to stay for a few more days. Swamiji, very full of love, he said, Ganesh, it's not that I have done something special. He said that love and compassion and that peace, you already have it. All that I did was just to open the doors. So that's how Swamiji is. He has so much of love for all of us. I know that Swamiji has been sitting there and speaking for so long, and he doesn't need any applause, but just as a minimum thing that we can do, let's all put our hands together for Puja Swamiji. And I would say tomorrow, between 5:30 p.m. and 6 p.m. right here in the auditorium, we can have a Q&A session. If anyone has any questions on any Vedantic topic, please do feel free to come. So 5:30 to 6, and from 8:45 to 9, right after the discourse, 8:45 to 9. If anyone has any questions, we can stay back and we can ask the questions. If not, then we can depart. So we can start that from tomorrow, 5:30 to 6 and 8:45 to 9. The kurta is still there, I will remind you. We'll now do the Aarti. Request all.
Yeah. जय भगवद्गीते मैया जय भगवद्गीते हरिः कमलविहारिणि सुन्दरसुपुनीते जय भगवद्गीते कर्मसुमर्मप्रकाशिनि कामासक्तिहरा तत्त्वज्ञानविकासिनि विद्या ब्रह्मपरा जय भगवद्गीते निश्चलभक्तिविदायिनि निर्मलमलहारी शरणरहस्यप्रदायिनि सबविधिसुखकारी ॐ जय भगवद्गीते रागद्वेषविदारिणि कारिणि मोद सदा भवभयहारिणि तारिणि परमानन्दप्रदा ॐ जय भगवद्गीता आसुरभावविनाशिनि नाशिनि तमरजनी दैवी सद्गुणदायिनि हरिरसिका सजनी ॐ जय भगवद्गीते समता त्याग सिखावनी हरिमुख की बानी सकल शास्त्र की स्वामिनी, श्रुतियों की रानी। ओम जय भगवद गीते, दया सुधा बरसावनी, मातु कृपा की जय। हरि पद प्रेम दान कर, अपनों कर लीजय। ओम जय भगवद गीते। ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकं, नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः। तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं, तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम।